Hi, welcome back to CobraCast. I'm Dakota Rose, and today we're here with.
My name is Jeffrey Estright. I'm the welding instructor at National Park College.
Can you tell us a little about your background and how you got into welding?
Um, my background was I went to the military and I avoided welding as much as possible. And the crazy thing is, at least once a year, welding would pop up like, "Hey, I'm still here. Give me a chance." And I wanted nothing to do with it. And then um, my daughters were young, and I got tired of just job to job, so I gave it a chance, and I realized pretty fun.
What makes the program at National Park College unique?
Um, the biggest thing is that we offer the same stuff everybody else offers, but we try to expand it and do a little bit more. For example, in August, we'll be going into a lot of stainless steel. So most places are going to focus on steel and aluminum because it's cheaper. And we're still going to do that with everybody else, but we're also going to try to incorporate stainless. And then we offer associate's degrees in welding that can be furthered into the bachelor's degree, where most welding schools don't offer that. And then I would say the last big thing is the fact that we try to do a lot more art and not just stick to welding what you will be doing in factories. So we try to expand into there's a big world out there. It ain't just what you think in a factory.
Do students need prior experience before enrolling?
I prefer they don't. Usually, if we get students who's like, well, I welded on the farm with my grandpa for years, we have to go back and fix all of the things that they were taught that was wrong. So I would much prefer somebody who has never done it, never thought about it, just showed up one day and was like, hey, I want to give this a try, than to have somebody with experience.
What new equipment or opportunities are you most excited about?
For the coming year, the biggest thing I'm excited about would probably be working with the stainless and moving more into your bigger metals that they do at Avco Steel and Caterpillar and companies up in Little Rock, so that our students, in theory, would be able to go straight from us to work for those big companies.
Are employers actively looking for graduates right now?
Uh, they're everybody's always looking for welders. Uh, the biggest thing I tell my students or whenever I go to talk to a school is people don't realize that welding is in every single industry out there. And if you take away welders, you basically have taken away all industry out there. You know, for example, there's no cars, there's no planes, there's no ships, there's nothing without a welder, because not only do we build the cars and trains and planes and all of that, but we also furnish the pipes that do the pipeline to get the fuel pumped out of the ground. So if you think about it and you'll see every industry at some point needs a welder. So everybody's always looking for a welder somewhere. So
If you could leave students with one message about their future and career choices, what would it be?
the biggest one I would say is don't be afraid to try new things. Like, for example, I'd never wanted anything to do with welding, and then I'm in my early to mid 30s when I finally gave it a chance, and it turned out to be the best thing that I could have done. And now I'm sitting here saying, man, I wish I would have done that like 20, 30 years earlier, you know? So it may be something that you don't think you're going to like, or you are just like stubborn and I don't want to do it. But if you give it a chance, you might find out that it's the greatest industry or the greatest job that you could have had. So just keep your mind open to all possible jobs, and that's the biggest one, I would say.
Okay. Well, thank you. How can students get started or learn more while still in high school?
Well, like you asked earlier, what's one thing that separates National Park from everybody else is, we have classes on the weekends that will teach. Usually, it's for people that want to learn welding as a hobby, but I don't care who it is. They could be somebody in sixth grade that wants to learn how to weld. As long as you're okay with maybe getting occasional sparks on you, then I'll be happy to teach you. So, I would say the best thing, somebody in high school that thinks they might want to do welding, come out to National Park and talk to the continuing ed people. And we have welding for hobby, but in that class, I have to teach you how to weld first. And that's a good way to get started, because at the end of 6 weeks, you're either going to know, I really like this or I really don't like it. And then that class will feed into welding art, I believe is the title, where the whole emphasis is they come in to build some kind of art sculpture, and the only prereq is that they would need to know how to weld. So that's why the classes run into each other. So it'll be a total of 12 weeks. So if there's anybody that's in the ninth grade or lower that thinks that they might be interested in doing this, that'd be a good way to start, because a lot of people don't like the heat, and they especially don't like getting burnt. So that'll be a good way to either know you want to do this or know you don't want to do this.